Hey guys, want to bring you another YouTube video. So it's been a busy week, especially with the recent hurricane of Helene. Um, and so because some of you guys know, one of the main source of income for me is that I'm a adjuster right now for a company. So it's been pretty busy. That's why I wasn't able to put up a video on Monday. Uh, but I wanted to kind of respond and kind of react to this video that I saw or heard. So I heard FEMA is running out of money to support during the rest of hurricane season. Hurricane season goes through uh, November, actually. And so hopefully there's not another type of hurricane that's going to hit like Helene, because this is pretty damaging, and they said there's not going to be enough. We're going to listen to some of this, but obviously not surprised potentially on why, but I mean, I guess I would say um, a little bit surprised. Let me backtrack. I would say I'm a little surprised that they are running out of money, if they ran the budget correct. And if you're not moving things around. This is like an emergency fund that you should have. If you're running like your household, you're definitely usually going budget. You're going to have a emergency savings account, just like you're supposed, for any finance background or a financial planner would normally tell you, try to save for 6 months to a year, for any emergency. So I know a lot of people don't have that, especially with inflation. It's really hard, but this is something kind of concerning. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and touch base on this.
Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is warning that FEMA
So
does
let
not have
me.
enough funding to make it through the rest of the hurricane season. But the department has hundreds of millions of dollars designated to support illegal migrants. Chad Pergram.
So you heard that there's hundreds of millions of dollars that's being transferred to migrants. So they're going to break down the amount. Again, when you type out FEMA not enough money, even on YouTube or on Google, it does not say why, because where the money went. But it sounds like Fox News was able to uncover where some of that money is missing.
Is live on Capitol Hill with this. Chad?
John, good afternoon. Here's the conundrum. Republicans point to a man-made disaster like the border crisis having enough money, but the response to a natural disaster like Helene running low on cash. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says.
So obviously, it sounds like they have money for the border, but not for FEMA. Again, it says right there, FEMA lacks funds for entire hurricane season.
FEMA is fine for now.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting.
So luckily, there is another hurricane. It's off the Atlantic Ocean. It's not going to hit landfall to the U.S., so that's a good thing. But if it sounds like if it did, they do not have enough to cover that one.
We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
Congress infused FEMA with $20 billion for immediate disaster aid in last week's spending bill, but Helene will drain FEMA's reserves because it was so catastrophic. The hurricane season runs through the end of next month.
So there you go. Like I said, it runs until the end of next month. I've actually had to, because usually for the last 2 years I did more auto claims. So I'm transitioning to home renters and contents, and so obviously anything that you have in renters or contents, so like your personal items, that's what I'm adjusting for homes. And so there's been a lot of damage. there. And this is early October, so we got, I would say, almost 8 weeks until hurricane season's over.
Congress approved $640 million to help communities deal with an influx of illegal immigration. But money for the border and natural disasters come from different accounts.
We're so quick to forget things like the incidents in Maui or hurricanes here in Florida, or even the recent hurricane with Hurricane Helene that's impacted North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia so much. But we'll focus and prioritize illegal criminal migrants as well as for borders 9,000 miles away.
Some lawmakers want Congress to give communities wrestling with the migrant crisis $3 billion next year. House Speaker Mike Johnson is mindful of more disaster funding this fall.
Congress will have to address it. I mean, this is an appropriate role for the federal government. But to your point, Steve, we have to prioritize federal spending. We have a $35 trillion federal debt.
So 35 trillion. I don't know where you're going to get that money, especially if you took some of that money. That's one of the reasons why California's running that issue, also because of their budget deficit. And again, you have Kamala Harris from California. If you're running it the same way as California, that is why things are being moved around. Again, nobody else is covering and suggesting where that money went and why it's short now. And to make up that windfall, it's going to be very difficult. And let me show you actually. Right. Projected. Damn it, this amount. I'm trying to see what the updated amount would be. So right now, to cost insurers about $6.4 billion. So if insurance is not covered under that, that's where FEMA usually helps. And um, we don't know if, again, right here, CNBC, Hurricane Helene recovery could cost $34 billion. So that is another thing that, and this is projected again.
Debt. You got to take care of national defense. You have to handle federal emergencies.
Now, expect Congress to reload FEMA with money, then provide additional funds to help with Helene. That's on top of money Congress likely spends on wildfires in Hawaii, Hurricane Beryl in Texas, and a typhoon on Guam. John?
And I'll tell you, they can't get relief to the folks fast enough. Chad Pergram for us. Chad, thank you.
I'm Steve.
All right. So, yeah, like I said, I did barrel on. I thought that was pretty bad. But this one's even worse. So, the amount of time we tried helping as much as we could, uh, I did overtime pretty much every day. Finally, starting to kind of get caught up. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to resolve this, to be honest. That then they have to replenish it. So hopefully they can get this resolved, or let's just hope there's not another hurricane for this hurricane season, so we don't have to even contemplate or see where this takes us. Because, like you said, we do have a huge deficit, and the way they move money to help take care of the migrants, again, should not be a priority. We should be taking care of our Americans, citizens first, and not anyone else. And the money that we sent over to Ukraine, I think some of that money could have covered this because I think we've already spent $10 billion on Ukraine. And if it's going to cost insurance right here, 6.4 billion, that could have been spent towards us instead. All right, let me know what you think. If you've been affected, uh, hopefully we could help assist you or FEMA. Let us know what your thoughts about this, especially this recent announcement from the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro. Right here, you can see go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so, and together we can build a better tomorrow. Thanks.